up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad you're here. Today we are doing episode 7 of our series Dear Diary. If you're wondering why I'm calling it Dear Diary, it's because we're reading through the book of Psalms together, and I look at Psalms as a lot like David's journal or diary. Before we get going, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I upload quick videos about life in God. So first thing we do is we go to the Bible app on our phone. It's called the YouVersion app. I'm not sure if you can see it. And I just pulled up Psalm 7 in the NLT. Go ahead and do that. If you don't want to download the app, go grab your Bible and open up to Psalm 7, read it on your own, pause the video here, and we'll come back and talk about it. Here are the verses that stood out the most to me. Verse 6, arise, O Lord, in anger. Okay? Stand up against the fury of my enemies. Wake up, my God, and bring justice. And then I'm going to skip down to verse 9. End the evil of those who are wicked and defend the righteous. For you look deep within the mind and heart, O righteous God. God is my shield, saving those whose hearts are right and true. God is an honest judge. He is angry with the wicked every day. A lot of times people get nervous when they hear that God is angry. I mean, that verse that says in verse 11, God is an honest judge, he is angry with the wicked every day. That freaks people out and they get a little defensive about it. They're like, well, does he think I'm wicked? Is he angry at me? I want to ask you a couple questions just to help you process this psalm. These are questions that I was thinking about when I was reading it, because I've got to admit, when I was younger and I would be reading in Psalms and I would read those really like out there phrases like, God is angry with the wicked every day, I would be like, oh, and just kind of like skip over it. I never want to talk about that like that was the elephant in the room. But I don't want us to avoid the elephant in the room anymore. I want us to think about this and ask God to help us to understand. Question number 1, have you ever been angry with someone you loved? Think about it. Have you ever been angry at someone who you also happen to love? Okay, next question. Have you ever been angry with someone who you loved who did something bad? I have. Have you ever been angry with someone who has done something evil? Maybe you heard about someone being murdered. Sometimes we need to remember that we as human beings are created in God's image. We experience emotions, but apparently God experiences emotions too, because it says in verse 11 and in verse 5 and 6, it talks about God being angry at injustice, being angry at the wickedness of man, being angry at evil being done. Okay, that shouldn't freak you out. Look, when injustice happens, when evil is done, if God didn't get angry, wouldn't that be a little strange? God is all-powerful. He is fully capable of being angry at wickedness and loving people 100%. We live in a society, especially in the United States, that says it's not politically correct, it's kind of frowned upon to be angry when bad stuff is being done. Have you ever watched a TV show and maybe there was something that was just, you knew it was the wrong thing, it was sin? People are afraid of that word too, and it was bad, and your response was to be angry, but you were afraid to let people know that it made you angry. Anger does not equal hatred. God is not out there saying, I'm going to be angry forever. I'm going to hate you forever. In fact, in Isaiah 57:16, God promises us that he will not be angry forever with us, that his anger will not last a lifetime. Look, take a chill pill. If you think that it's weird that God can be angry at wickedness, reevaluate. Wickedness, sin, bad things, do you know why God hates that stuff? It leads to hurting other people. It leads to death. So of course God is angry at wickedness. He doesn't want that. That sin separates him from us. So that's what I had to say. I know it was kind of like, oh, let's go deep today. But like I said, Psalms is about emotions. A lot of people have a hard time viewing God as both loving and he can be angry. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. If this video helped you out, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I'm losing my voice. I've had a cold like the last couple weeks, so pardon my croaky voice. I should see you guys next Thursday with another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. You're awesome and you rock, and I will see you then. Okay, bye.